All right, folks, check this one out. This is from Valor vs. Venom. Who remembers this? About 20 years back, this was the return of G.I. Joe in the new sculpt form, and this was the Stingraider. They didn't make a ton of vehicles for this line. Most of them were in this rough class, this kind of size for them. I'm going to give you the size marker right here just so you get an idea. He was roughly 1/18 scale. The vehicle as well, but this was a little mini sub. So we're going to show you that, and I'm going to walk you through the condition. This is a condition report, so let's walk you through. It is still sealed in the original packaging. A little bit of roughed up right here at the edges, but the tape is still sealed. It is ready to go. You can see exactly what it looked like. These were fun little vehicles. You could have the grabber claw for extra play action, opening canopy, so you put your little dude in there, and this is the electric eel. They made a couple of different versions, including the club version, but I like this one. It's got that black and red color scheme, the pivoting thrusters, etc. So you can see a lot of these, based on just the way that these were designed, had this whole area would get crushed or damaged or dinged, and you're not seeing any of that here. So it's a really nice looking box if you care about that sort of thing. But if you don't, nice looking box usually means that inside everything is nice and tidy, nice and ready to go. So I'm going to show you the dude. There's your electric eel. Oh yeah. Even if just for customs alone, that's a really nice looking piece right there. And then of course the Stingraider. Had a few loose ones that we've sold recently, but none too many box. So there you go. Head on over to TheBigToyAuction.com and check out all the photos of this. Get it in your collection. It's a nice one. All right, folks, here we go. Whoop. Making a mess of things. From G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. This was around 2009 or so. This was the movie version. Now, this packaging doesn't really do it a great honor. What these were little motorcycles for your G.I. Joe guy. Does it come with these snake eyes? Again, it's hard to tell. It does say removable action figure. So there you go. So it comes with the snake eyes and his little motorcycle. It's got the little missiles to go with it. But the main thing on this is the play action that it's got. So it's got this Rip It launcher, hence the Rip Attack. So you put it in there, fire it, and off it goes, racing around. We're not going to show you it here, obviously, because we'll make a mess of the studio. But you can imagine, this has been sealed. You know, when I say it's been sealed, it sounds like we opened it and then resealed it. That's not the case. It's been sealed. It's factory sealed. So I'll show you that as we do in our condition reports, because that's part of the condition. You can see the original factory. Maybe you can't see it. It's tough to see. But right there, you can see the original factory tape still on it. The way these are designed, and there it is there, but not like anybody would rip that open. Hey, here's one of the other ones, the Tiger Snake. Now, I do want to point this out for those of you that care about absolutely mint, beautiful boxes. It's got some Sharpie on it. Now, what I suspect this is, that often means that when they do that, that it was a clearance item. So you do that so it can't be returned at full price. However, those of you in the know, use some Goo Gone, sometimes some rubbing alcohol or hand alcohol on there. We'll often get rid of the Sharpie. And then there's Goo Gone designed directly for Sharpie. So if you like to have it absolutely pristine, we're not going to do it. That's part of the provenance of this item, but you are welcome to do it. So we'll walk you around the rest of the box. Looking really nice and sharp. A little bit of a scuff right there, but otherwise really tight, really good for what turned out to be a fairly rare product. We'll show you one more time the size marker on it, just so you get an idea of the size. Turns out to be a fairly rare product, simply because, like you see here, it went to clearance pretty quickly. People didn't like the movie, but that means for you completists out there, this is where you got to go get it. So head on over to TheBigToyAuction.com. You can see that right there. You can leave your pre-bids. Now you can check out the photos, etc. Either way, a great way to get this piece into your collection. All right, hey folks, here's a neat one right here. This is from right around 2000-ish, maybe a little bit later, 2004. Let's see if we can find a... Sure, we'll see it eventually. Some kind of, I don't see a copyright. There it is, 2003. So right about 18 years ago or so. This is a neat little piece. This is the Rising Tide from Built to Rule. What is Built to Rule? If you don't remember, well, the BTR Built to Rule series was an attempt for Hasbro to cash in on the Lego craze. There's always a Lego craze. It's not a fad. It keeps going. People love Legos, and why shouldn't they? They wanted to get in on some of those building blocks. They also wanted to get in on some of Mattel's action with the die-cast cars. They failed on both fronts. It just didn't catch on for whatever reason. But this was what they had, and I think these are neat. So this is, you would take these apart. They made Transformers and they made G.I. Joes. You would take it apart. You would make your own little vehicle. And I'd love to see somebody make an actual Rising Tide. The Rising Tide vehicle itself is actually pretty cool. As you can see right there, you can take it apart and make it into different things. It did have a launching missile. Take that, Lego. No launching missiles for you that I know of. And it did come with barrel roll. The interesting thing about barrel roll is it was made partly with regular New Sculpt figures. You can see that in the shoulders there, and I'll bring that right up to the camera so you can get a better look. You can see the shoulders have that New Sculpt feel to it. The waist, I believe these were still O-ring. I believe these were the end of the O-ring. If I'm mistaken, someone will correct me. But if you look right here, all of these Built to Rule figures had molded into the forearms 2 Lego studs. Not Lego studs, Built to Rule studs, my bad. But that allowed him to become part of, and you'll see it right there as well. You could attach various things. Did they ever really maximize on that? No. I wish they had, but here you go. Many of these ended up clearanced or directly sent to places like Ollie's, which is a clearance store here in the Northeast. Some and in Ohio and parts of Pennsylvania is where some of these only saw the light of day. So some of these are harder to find. I don't think the Rising Tide was one of those, but a few of those pieces ended up going nowhere except there. This is a nice one. You'll see it is still factory sealed, bulging a little bit as that happens sometimes, but still factory sealed. The only thing we noticed was this little bit of a, let's get that to, was that little bit of a crease on it, but otherwise, the condition on this is real nice. If you collect it for the box, you're going to get a good one here. If you collect it for what's inside, oh man, you can't go wrong. This is G.I. Joe versus Cobra Rising Tide, Built to Rule.